So the second part of the introduction is basically consists of four open chords: a C, a D, an F major seventh, and a G. So let's begin. We left off with we completed the introduction. The first part of the introduction, repeated it twice. On the second time, we did the slide on the fifth string, which went like this. And then back to the introduction again, and as it repeats around, you ended up on the F major seventh chord, like this. So now it goes into the second half of the introduction, and he starts off with an open A on the fifth string, and then he puts the second finger down on the B, and then he places the C chord down. So it's then C chord. So it's a C, a D, and an F major seventh. And then he does a little trick with the finger here, a little pull off. Actually, it's a hammer-on. And so he plucks at the same time the A string on the fifth string and the B string on the second string, and hammers down on the C note on the first fret, second string, and then places the second finger down on the third string, second fret, which is an A note. So that happens a few times throughout the introduction, so you'll always remember that. It even happens in the verses. So it's let's begin it again. So that's how it goes up to that point. And take notice that the picking is always, most of the time, on every chord that he hits, it's always the root note of the chord when you start on the C, and then the lower octave of the root note, so it's a C and a C, so he's picking those at the same time. So when it goes, starts off that way, then when he hits the D, it's the D and the bottom string, which is an F sharp, at the same time. The top note, bottom note, and then the F major seventh is the same thing. When you're on the F major seventh, it's the fourth string and then the open E at the same time. And once again, I do it with the pick and my third finger. When he plays it, it's with his hand that way. So I choose to use a pick. Okay, back to the introduction. So it's G, then D with a suspended second, which means you put your pinky down on the third string and then lift it off. Let's do that part again. So that's a D suspended second. I'm sorry, it's a D suspended fourth, if you want to be technical. It's a D suspended fourth. You pull the pinky off, and then it becomes a regular D. Now I'm going to show you another little inversion that he does from the live version, which I prefer to do there instead of this part. This is what he does. Basically pulls off the pinky and then plays all the notes of the D chord, and then he does a pull off on the third string with his first finger, and then he ends up on the F sharp on the fourth string, which is all part of the D chord. So it would sound like this. Let's take it from the beginning. that chord in a second. So after the it goes back to C, then a D chord, then the F major 7, and this little pull off, then C, then D. Now this is just a different version of F major 7. So you're basically putting your first finger on the 3rd fret on the 4th string, and then your 2nd and 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd and 2nd string, and basically bar the whole 3rd fret. And then you put your pinky down on the 5th fret bottom string. However, in the live version, what he does, he just holds the regular F major 7 chord, and he lifts the first finger off like that. So it's you could do it that way if you want. It's actually easier to play that way, and he does a little pull off after this, which I'm going to show you. So it's so he basically plays the F major 7, but he lifts off the first finger and he plays the B string open. And then there's also a little pull off that he does here. Oops, I screwed it up, hold on. So it's, that's all from the live version. I don't know if you're familiar with the live version, but, so it's, let's do the whole thing again, from the top to the end. Okay, so that's basically the complete introduction, and then the lyrics come in and basically repeat the same thing. So we'll move on to part 3 next.